Good evening, everyone. My name is KryptOkib, and today, again, the second of this show, we have a very special guest online with me tonight. His name is Mr. Olubode, who will be taking us through his trading styles and techniques. He is somebody who is very versatile. He works 9 to 5 and also he trades. So combining the 9 to 5 work with trading, we all know it's not easy. So today we are going to find out much about how he does it, how he's able to combine his normal work with trading, and also how he trades the market. So we learn how to be a profitable trader trading with his styles. So Mr. Olubode, I welcome you to this program, and you can give us a little bit intro about yourself.
My name is Olubode, and I work as an administrator in an IT firm as a 9 to 5 job in Lagos. So I guess the 9 to 5 is it's not 9 to 5 essentially. I would just say maybe I say 6 to 8.
Wow.
So what's it called? I studied demographic and social statistics anyway. So when it
Okay.
comes to data, I like to play with data. I like to analyze. I
Wow.
like to see how this thing where how to what about forecast, prediction,
Yes.
a lot of things like that. So
Wow. So in short, you are a data analyst.
I'm a data analyst, yes.
And now you have combined it with technical analyst. So you are both data and technical analyst. That's
Yes.
awesome. That's awesome. So welcome to the show once again. So I would like to ask some very basic questions about how you are able to combine your day-to-day work with trading.
Yes. At, at the start, I would say it is I won't say it is not easy, but at the start I want to follow. At the start, let me just say at the start when I started, I was like, okay, well, let me get a signal group that I will just get the signal, pick the signal,
Yes.
trade and leave the trade, just like a straight line. But
Yes.
since doesn't but in this space it doesn't happen like that. And I get to understand that the signal say there's what's it called, there's this level of uncertainty that surrounds it. And
Yes.
so fully depend on that, I can't really grow, I can't really develop more on that. So I decided I paid for the group. I'm
Wow.
still a member in the group, and I made a decision myself that even though a signal has been dropped, if I don't do my own part of the analysis, I will
Yes.
not take the food.
Yes. You have
So
to
and I've been doing
understand
that for the past
the reason behind the signals. Yes.
the reason behind the signal. So and I've been doing that for the past 1 year now. If I
Wow.
could remember vividly. So yes, I have been doing that and I've stick to that plan. Even though a signal is being dropped, I need to know this is that. I need to know, okay, this is where is this coming from? What is this project talking about? Is it an utility project? Is it a just a basic understanding of the project? I need to
Yeah.
have an idea of what the project, what they are working on and what they are trying to achieve. So the question, how do I, like I said, that's how I wanted to, but I noticed that
Yes.
that doesn't work for me, and I decided to trade on 4 hour time. Okay, I started trading on 1 hour time frame,
Okay.
to trade on 1 hour time frame. And I look at it at some point and I don't want to be checking my phone every time. So I
Yes.
switch back to the 4 hours. Sometimes I switch back to the daily and
Yes.
find an entry. And what I noticed was if I take any trade on 4 hour, I don't know personally, I feel a bit more comfortable and not even checking my my phone every time or my system. Sometimes I won't be chance to check that during
Yes.
I might even be out of office or I might even
Yes.
be in a location whereby the network is not good. So in short, what I do is just like I stick to 4 hours. The only thing I just do is I go to the lower time frame, that's 1 hour, to check for reversal or for things. And sometimes I check daily if I notice that I need to take a trade and I don't want to just open my screen and just enter a trade. So I might have the setup and set the alert once the price reach a particular price. So if I'm not busy that time, I will check. But if I'm still busy, I can ask the alert to repeat like twice or so that's how I try to manage that.
Oh, that's good. That's a very good one. But then, as I see trading myself, I know trading can be very, very draining. And not just draining, it can also be additive or addicting, or how do I put it? You can easily get addicted to it, that every moment you want to be looking at the chart. So you that works in an office, maybe you have superiors, maybe you are the superior, but then trading with emotions in a market that is highly addictive and also that is draining. How are you able to combine this draining aspect of the trading with your job and the Lagos traffic? Because wow, that traffic is deadly. How are you able to do all that?
This is it. The number one, the number one rule, which is the golden rule, is to trade what I can afford to lose. But that statement is easier said than done, and still most people don't get to understand that statement. So whenever I'm in a trade, the position I try to, before even I enter the trade, I will do, or after I check, okay, can I take the trade?
Yes.
So I take the trades. Sometimes I take the trade late in the night, around 10, 11. I can have a setup, set a limit order. Or maybe if I have a setup in the night, I can take the trade as early as 5 a.m.
Wow.
So there was the point I have an alarm. I set an alarm to 1. I have an alarm by 4 to, if I want to check chat or something like that. But by 5, I'm very sure I'll be up. So by 6, I'll be out. So what really happens is in the morning, I don't try to check my phone for trade. You say on my way to the office, I make sure my data is my Wi-Fi is not on. So I want to leave a light outside trading. So getting to office, I would say the work. Some days I'll be free, some days I will not be free, and sometimes in the hierarchy in the office, I happens to be like I said, I'm an administrator. So everything goes through me. From those people under me, from my superiors. No way we still interact since everything like a manager, the HR, it takes a lot of responsibilities. So what I do is once I set the trade in the morning, I don't look at it. It might be the normal break time. I think I won't say a break time, but it's 1 to 2. But that 1 to 2 might even be the busiest time.
Yes.
For me not to check, for me not to even check anything. So what I do is once I set the trade, I set an alert as well, a lower alert for closer to my stop loss and a higher alert closer to above my entry. So once I'm getting an alert and I have I have a smartwatch. So from the smartwatch, I can easily get the chart. So but only not be free to analyze. And as you said, you don't even have the chance to open the chart. And once I know that I'm not ready to analyze for at least 30 minutes, I won't even, but that 30 minutes, I might just jump into a chat. And before you know, in the next 5 minutes, a task might be assigned to me. And that's the end of it.
Wow, you are really trying. I give kudos to you. So when you want to take a trade, what do you look for in the market and how do you trade the market?
What I do, the first thing I do before I check, before I analyze charts, I'll look at the daily, I'll do what they call top-down analysis. I start from daily. Sometimes I check weekly, but on rare occasion, but I start from daily. And I start from daily and I start with BTC. So we check how BTC is moving. Maybe it's in uptrend, it's in a downtrend, or it is ranging. So I will check that. So once I check, okay, what is BTC doing at the moment?
Yes.
So after I get that, I might not even trade BTC itself. So I will check
Okay.
other coins and see which other coins are following the same trend. And sometimes most of the coins reflect that same pattern.
Yes, that's correct.
So most of the time that's same. So and also I will check for the coins that do not follow the pattern sometimes. A case of Monero. A case of Monero. It has happened like twice that whenever BTC is jumping, Monero is always shooting up.
Oh, okay.
So I noticed Monero for that. So and I think that is the only coin I've noticed that's, but I still don't know the narrative behind those since I tried to check Twitter, but there's not much noise on it. But I noticed that most of the times when BTC is jumping,
Yeah.
that's the time Monero keeps going up.
Wow.
So after I check I'll look for the levels it's touching that. So that's my Fibonacci, which is from 0 to 1. So I have 0, 0.5, and 1. So I might take from the low. Let me do something like that here.
Okay.
I might take from the low here. Take from the low here. Yeah. Sorry, I'm chatting with phone. It's not kind of, I just want to.
I can see
So,
that. I can see that.
so this is from the low. Sometimes I ignore the week anyway, but let me
Okay.
just, most time I ignore the week. I just take
Okay.
from the close of the low. That's what I
Yes.
do most time. I ignore the week. So from this now, even if I don't have my trend line, I will just check for the last low. The last low that broke the structure, I will
Okay.
check to the high. So once I check to the high, I will see I will check for support and resistance where
Okay.
the coin is getting, coin is getting to. So after I check for support and resistance where the coin is getting to, I'll check for the moves down, the moves up. So if I'm counting the candle, let me just try if this annotation can work here. Okay, if I'm counting the candle from here, from this high,
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So from the moves up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So what I noticed here was like there's a low here before, there's a low here after this week, there's a low
Yes.
here before
Yes.
the price goes up again to form a new high. So
Yes.
what I do in this case is, as a swing trader, I come back, I'll wait for you to come to this level, test this level. Once this level is respected,
Yes.
what I'll be waiting for, once the level is respected and I see something like a candle that close more like a engulfing, so
Yes.
I will not take the trade yet. So I would like to wait for confirmation. I think
Okay.
let me stop annotation so that I have to wait for confirmation. So after I wait for the second candle, I might not even decide to take the trade at that moment.
Okay.
Let me see what the coin is trying to do. Probably it's going to come down. So after this has been tested and it went up, I have to set my entry to this level,
Okay.
and of which
That is
if
the
I
support zone.
did, that is a support zone, of which I did, will have this level here. Let me use my annotation to get this. This here
Yes.
will have been a second testing of that zone. So what I do is most time I always try to set 5% my take profit to
Okay.
5%. Even if I'm using it, no matter the leverage I'm using, I try to check at least the coin must do 5%. But sometimes I notice that sometimes the coin can just do 4% and rally back to my
Yes,
entry.
yes,
So,
yes,
so what I do in that case was, in case I get to 3% or 4%, I can
yes.
just set my SL to that 1%. So
Oh, okay.
if I'm being taken out, I'm not losing. +1 is better than
Yes,
0.
yes, yes, that's correct.
So 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 I'm not losing. So though in my initial take profits, which I intended was a 5%. So
Yes.
depending on the leverage. So trust me, I believe something about that leverage is not just it depends on how exposed I want to be.
Yes.
That's leverage for me. So whether 100, if I want to, it depends on my risk management. So if I see somebody using 100x or someone using 20 years, it depends on what somebody can be using 100x and put $5 in the market, and
That's
somebody
true.
can be using $50. So it
That's
depends
true.
on the initial margin that will determine, like, okay, this is amount I want to risk.
Yes.
This is the so this is that. So the other thing I check also, after I notice, if I know that there's a range which the coin is getting to. So most time I take more of long trades, but
Okay.
sometimes I have come to realize that I cannot just be a one-way trader in the market.
Yes.
So if there is no long setup, does that mean I will not trade? I have to wait for long setup. So what I do is, after the last eye, this eye here, let me just say this
Okay.
eye that leads to this close. So
Yes.
if I'm taking a short trade, I'm taking a short trade from this weak side, because if I'm using my from this weak side.
Yes.
So, and my SL has to be above this line.
Okay. That
Though
purpose
it might
week.
be far. Yes, because of the week. Because sometimes when I started trading, it really affected me a lot. The weeks just it weeks in and take me out, and the coin goes back to the right direction I want the coin to go
Yeah.
to. So I make sure that I will not look for the equal high that is the high here. I will look for an high that was formed earlier. So even
Okay.
though if I'm using the body of this, let me draw a line. I think I need to use. Okay. So even though I'm using this line, and I'm
Yes.
not using I'm using this line. So I'm still protected. Not like initially I might not use the full week, but I
Yes.
want
Yes.
something that is higher than this high here.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So that's what I do. And also I make use of trend line to check what is going on, if it is a trade, that to see how the coin is moving. So this other one I can see from here now. Let me check. Okay, from here now, from this down part, it
Yes.
went up. It's forming a low high pattern. But after this high, I noticed that this red candle doesn't close above this white. Let me try and see this candle. I'm
Yes.
trying to zoom in so that it didn't close above this candle. So what I will wait for before, if I want to short, was to wait for a candle at this level again, to enter
Okay.
at this level,
Okay.
Not, I will wait for the price to come to this. Let me use my annotation, for the price to come to this area and wait for
Okay.
a move up before coming. Let me just remove this. So I'll wait for a move up to that low before I start the short. So if I'm shorting from here, yes, like the case of here, if I'm taking a short from here, I make
Yes.
sure that my SL is above this line,
Yes.
this high. So
Yes.
on this PTC now, so let me stop the annotation. So So this pattern was forming, and look at this red candle. There's this big red candle. After the little consolidation here, there's just a red candle down, and this white candle doesn't close. What's it called? This white candle doesn't close. Let me use the annotation to get that. So this doesn't close. There's no what you call. There's the open, but the coin there was like, this is showing that the buyers, they are showing some strength. So though it's little, they are sitting that they are active. But this red candle before was showing the bears are dominating. So but with this week, it shows that there's a rejection. So when this rejection happens, if I want to take it long, I will not take it long with this rejection. I will wait for another candle that will close
above it.
Above it. So when I see a candle that close above it, if I see a candle that close above it, so I might not set my entry again, the low before that close level. So if price comes to that, price might come to that before it rallies up. So, but in the case of Bitcoin, for some days now, for some weeks now, it has been ranging. So let me use another chart. So I think I was trading LTs. Let me use another chart. Okay. Let me remove from the full screen. I want to get my watch list. So this is LTC. Trying to load. This is LTC. This is Litecoin. So same thing happens in Litecoin here as well.
Same range.
Yes. So it was ranging. It was ranging as well. And if you look at here, if I'm trying to trade demand and supply here, I might say I want to enter at this last low and I might get front run. So this other low I won't say it's a low. This is just a weak or indecision here, but it's still showing that the bearers there's a rejection here. Let me use the annotation to get the point. This area. So there's a rejection. The bearers are here, but they are showing just like a little strength. So a little strength. So when I see this candle, this long white candle, so that tells me that I will not want to enter at that point. So I will wait. I will wait to see. Okay, once I will, because from the I wait to see where it gets to. So when it gets to, I will have to check what was the last low that happened. So from the last low, I might try to enter a trade, not with maybe like 40% of my. I will have to be a split entry, not a single entry at once. So I have to enter with 10% or 20% of my portfolio in that. So if I enter, if it rallies up, like I said, it takes 5 minutes. 5 minutes from the 5% rather.
Yes. 5%.
So if I'm using my 5%, so if I enter from here again, so this is has done more than
that's
more than 5%.
Yeah.
So it has done, but sometimes I always feel like why I should have waited. I should have set my prices above but what I just noticed was like it's better I have my plan fully planned before entering a trade. I have my exit, I have my take profit, and once the price is once the price is trying to come down, I set my SL at my entry at break even, maybe just like might be some cent because of slippage. So if I'm using market order, I think sometimes market orders tries to take not exactly, but it won't reflect any much. So once this is respected, so if I want to take another one from here again, I can just try and see, okay, I can use my Fibonacci from this low again to this high. But this high, I see it as, since it doesn't get here, I'm very sure that it's not like very sure like that, but there'll be what's it called? A retracement back.
Yes.
A retracement back before it gets to that high. So if I'm still trying to enter on that same line again, that will be here. And most time what I do if I want to enter in this trade is I can use the open of the red candle. I can use the open of
Yes.
the red candle. But if the red candle has body, I
Yes.
can try to measure from where the wick starts,
Oh, okay.
and I can try to measure to use Fibonacci tool. I think let me try that and so that you can see what I'm
Okay. Better.
talking about. Let me try that. So this is what I have a zoom and so that you can see what I'm trying to. So like this guy, this red candle here. So if I'm
Yes.
trying to use Fibonacci on this, I start from where the candle close. Okay.
Yes.
So to this high, to the weak high. So what I will use is the price that stays in the 50%, the
Okay.
middle of that. So that's what I do. If there's any weak able
Like they
above
say,
that.
the equilibrium.
Yes.
Okay.
So if I try that, if you look at it, if I
But
enter through that,
sorry, but why is it from the close to the high and not week to week?
yes, the reason why sometimes if I'm using week to week, I notice sometimes I might get front run sometimes.
Oh,
So the
okay.
best, so what I do is if I use from the close to the week, I
Yes.
says that on rare occasion I get front run. Though
Okay.
it's my guess in and gets to that level of the week and rally up. But
Yes.
sometimes look at this case now. Had it been I use from low to though my 50% will still work here.
Yes.
It's not like it won't work. But some cases it won't get to that 50%.
Okay.
Because there are sometimes I miss some trades to some might even be some 14 cents, 14 points
Yes.
and
Yes.
7 points. So that's why I try to use Fibonacci and try to get the middle. Let me see. Let me say sometimes at a point itself, I start using from the what's it called?
The
I
body.
use the body, but I notice that's why I start from the week to the close. See my guess, I see how I entering the trade as well. So, but in the case of this now, I entered here, so it came here. Like I said, I will have
Yes.
taken my profit with my 5% here. So even though if I want to re-enter again, I will have re-enter in this same place
Definitely.
again. Yeah, same game. So it went up again and came down. So the issue about this up now is what I do is just like once I see this candle, there's a week. I see this three candle. The first to this let me use the annotation. So
It's not easy trading
this
with phone. You guys are really trying. Hmm.
so this I saw it is just a week and there's a little body close. This just also showing me that they are showing some strength. But this last candle show me that since this candle doesn't close, what's it called? Doesn't close above this week, and I can check my range from start here. My range from start here. If I want to enter a short, I saw something like this red candle coming. So I wait for an entry from this last, what's it called? From this eye, let me show
Which
from
of
this
the
eye.
highs?
Then I want to show you, I want to use the annotation to,
Okay.
yeah, from this eye, since this eye.
Yes.
So after this, I will have to wait for what the next candle wants to. So once the next candle doesn't close above this week,
Yes.
once the next candle doesn't close above this week, so what I'll just do to taking the trade, and there's a red candle also as well that doesn't close as well. So and I saw the red candle coming down to this level. So my next line of entry would be at this what's it called? At this this is it open? Yeah, this is
Resistance.
open up resistance.
Yeah.
Resistance. So if I'm having a resistance there, SL will be above this area, this week.
Okay.
My SL will be above this week. The reason
That
being that
very
I've
weak.
seen yes, above, no, above, a little bit above the week.
Okay. Okay.
This is 4 hours. So if I'm the more the distance, the more is my that's my percentage. That's the same way it happens. So
Yeah. So I wanted to ask if your stop loss is too far from entry, how does it affect your risk reward?
this is what I do. If I'm trading, I make sure if I notice that my risk reward is most time I do 1:2,
Okay.
and sometimes I get to that 1:3.
Yes.
Most time I get 1:3. But what I do is just like out of 5 trades, at least I must have 1:3 out of that 5 trades. At least
Yes.
I
That's
must
correct.
have 1:3. So I must have 1:3 out of that trade. And sometimes it's not like all trades I might lose, but if I lose 2 trades and still have 1:2 for 2 trades and the other trades, I'm okay with that. So, and like I said, since I'm using 5%, the movement
Yes.
of the price, it helps me a bit. And once it moves and it is getting to 4%, the only thing I'll just check is I'll check if it's an altcoin, I will check what BTC is doing
Yes.
currently and see what it's doing. Like this LTC now, I was in this trade. I think I was in trade yesterday, but yes, I was. Let me check the 1 hour. Okay. Okay. I should go back to the 4 hours. So this trade was just a quick trade anyway. It's not like
Okay.
it happens sometimes because sometimes I just want to trade. Like
Yes.
I want to trade, and I don't know if the other traders also experience that. Sometimes I would just like forcing a trade. So
Yeah,
on
it do
this lower time
happens.
frame is already on this time frame is already showing me the coin is doing some high, low. Okay. So I think I entered at this that I entered at this, I think I entered at 62.81 years. Entered at 62.81 here. So, and I set I think I was waiting for the price, the what's it called? I was waiting for the price to move up a bit. But what I do here is I I noticed that the coin is not going to get to that because what I noticed from this momentum down self is showing me that it takes time. The time it takes for the coins to get here, and the time from this place. Let me just use my annotation. So from this place, I'm having some candles 1, 2, 3, and they are showing body and this they are just like up, high, low, high, low, high, low. So I saw this thing as a pattern. I don't really trade pattern,
Yes.
but once I look
Yes.
at trend line, if I see what the coin is doing before and it starts showing something, I might replicate that. So that's why I drew this line. So when I drew this line and the price came here,
Yes.
I did not sell. I did not sell. This part of what's it called? This part of this open part, like it will go to my direction. So I
Okay.
was open. So I want to check the percentage and see the percentage has done. So things are done
That's
3%.
3%.
So
Yeah.
that's 3%. So and I was like, okay. And at the moment I was checking BTC. I think BTC was doing like 2% or not up to 2% then. So I was hoping BTC is the is the flag bearer. So, it was late in the night. I didn't close the trade. So
Okay.
early in the morning, I still saw that the coin was still doing 2%. But on lower time frame, when I saw this, when I saw this, let me use the annotation to. So when I saw this
Yes.
red candle,
Yes.
another one. the third one. So after I saw the third one, and I look at my trend line, I notice that something is something is not right here. So I
Yes.
check BTC. I notice that BTC is also dropping. So I exit the trade. I think around I did the trade around here.
Oh wow.
I closed the trade around there.
So
So because I already knew the price is coming down.
yes.
So I didn't mean I've not exited the trade. Look at my SL. My SL is showing how many percent? 4%. So though I will not be taking now, I'll still be in the trade,
Yes.
but I don't want
But
it
to
to.
be a
I
drawdown.
taking it, yes, it be a drawdown. So it's a be a drawdown. I will not. It will be below my entry, even though it came to break even at this moment. So I exited the trade there, though the profit was not much, but at least, like I said, 1 plus 1 is better than 0.
Yes, yes,
So
exactly.
out of my, I think I took it. Let me try and see. Yes, I exited it here. So that is 2% at this level. So out of
Wow.
5% of my target. So it's not like I really like scalping, but some periods are like they won't be set
Yes.
up rather than to just enter and leave the market. And sometimes it happens like that.
Yes, yes, that's correct. It's not easy. But I want to ask, does BTC have to do the same 5% for you to take profit on LTC? Or if LTC does its own 5% and BTC is like 1 or 2%, you still take your profit?
I'll, I'll still take, like, my profit is set already before entering the trade. So
Okay.
I'll still take my profit. What I just do is sometimes when I check once, if I'm not forcing a trade, maybe it's a setup like S and okay, I think okay, if I'm not forcing a trade, like there's a trade I entered, I want to let me check. I think that's okay. Let me even use the SLP. I think I have a setup on that. Okay. Okay. So, but the question you just asked now is just like I take my profit once LTC, like once it takes. But one thing I notice is once it's about my entry, is about 1% or 2% above my entry. I if I'm around, I try to set my SL above if I'm not that busy.
Okay.
But if it's a trade, but I don't. But most time, I always like to check whatever BTC is doing. I can easily detect what's the and like if you see the wedge here, yeah, I
Yes.
want to short the trade there, but I don't know what happened here. This is 4 hour. I don't know what happened since I have my because my Fibonacci like did something. Okay, let me do it again on this.
Okay.
Yeah. So 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 I look at the way the stuff is moving, come down below the 50%, went up,
Yes.
come down, just
Yes.
about 0%, come down. So when I notice that this particular area, this particular area, this long red candle,
Yes.
yeah, this long red candle here.
Yes.
So once I saw that, my intention was to enter the trade with that's why sometimes I really use Fibonacci a lot because sometimes I can just try to this same candle and I try to look at the half of the candle, like the middle part of this,
Yes.
the middle part of this. Because
Yes.
sometimes I might want to say if it gets to this high again before it comes down, but I notice sometimes it doesn't get to that. So what I do is I'll just try to set part of my portfolio to the middle and part to the
Yes.
high, so that even though if I don't
Yes.
get off it, I still
Some will be
get
filled.
some will be filled. So and my
Yeah.
SL will be above this what do you call
Nice.
above this high. Yes.
Yeah.
So but this now I did not take it, and that's one of the things I've been. Let me just say I don't know. Maybe to me personally, I've been trying to manage. I believe everybody we are just trying to manage our emotions. We can't say everybody is emotional, but we desire we manage it. That's what makes us is how we manage it. Because sometimes there will be some setups and I will do, and at the end I will see that it plays out, and
Yes.
I'll be like, I've learned to forgive myself once I miss a setup. The market is not running away.
Exactly. The market is always there.
Yeah.
Wow. So do you only trade on futures, or do you also invest in some potential gems? Let me use that term, gems.
And I would say from start, I was introduced to some ICO, IEO of 18, and I noticed that most of the projects, most time, the developers they might left for another project. And once they left for another project, that's the end of it. So, like the case of what's it called? As you know, like FTM happens to be one of my favorite coin, and
Yes, I remember
it's,
that.
so it's one of my favorite coin, and I I don't know why I get attached to the coin and so much like that, but it's something happened. One of the developer, I think that's a what you call handray, and that handray, he has another coin like a more of like ICO that has just like the 26,000 supply. So I bought in through the ICO, and so why the person, so it's just like when the person that has the project self left the project self, so there's no future for the project. So what I do is on spot, what I do, I might be wrong, I might be right, but that's my own just choice. So I believe to just invest in the native coin of those exchanges. So BNB,
Okay. Yes.
kucoin, Gate,
FTT.
what's it called, FTT, and I was trying to look at BT, Bit, what's it called? But the rate at which Bit is moving, I am not that encouraged. So when it was what at $1, I was like, this coin is going to come down, and it's going to $50, sorry, 50 cents rather.
Oh,
So I was not, and the movement of the coin also. I try to check how the coin is moving, how it is, because I really just want to invest in a coin I can't predict. So
I
most time
understand.
I do more. So, and the reason why FTM2 was also like taking more, that was like FTM was being used for, what's it called? If you like call it a smart chain. I sorry, I don't understand all those grammar, but I know that it was just used like a gateway for like all this Binance Smart Chain,
Yes,
Ethereum
I
chain.
understand.
So FTM was cheaper. FTM was cheaper than Binance Smart Chain. So most
Yes.
developers, they moved from Binance Smart Chain to FTM. So I think that's one of the reasons FTM price was spike up at that moment, because most programmers or anything that want to list your things, and if you are transferring through FTM, it's low. Even say it's low compared to low charges compared to Binance Smart Chain.
Okay.
So and compared to I think LTC Litecoin also, I think Litecoin also has low fee as well. So
Yeah, yeah.
those are the things I look at. What coin? So the coin is serving more like an utility. So if I see that this
Yes.
coin is serving more like an utility, I would like to invest in it. And also on spot, I realize that it is better now to even have like it might not really make sense, but like to have a stop. I won't call it a stop loss, but just to have a play a point whereby if the coin ever gets to reach that level, I'm
Yes, you
out of
take your
that
losses. Yes, exactly.
and take my losses. I'm out of it. So because I'm currently on SLP, and SLP. I think I have the chart here. SLP. So I bought in SLP when SLP was trading at 0.0.8. I think like 800. I'm trying to get the let me use a higher time frame so that I can get it fast. Let me use a daily time frame.
SLP stands for Smooth Love Potion. Wow.
Love portion. Yes.
I never knew that. I'm
you,
just seeing it
you
for the
like
first
the
time. Wow.
so I think I entered the trade that was 0 point. I want to get, okay, let me use the weekly. I want to
All
quickly
right.
check. So okay. Yes, I entered the trade here 825. I can remember very well. 825. Yes, this point. I entered
Yes.
the trade. So at this point, so I was thinking it's a long setup. Let me just say long
Yes.
project. And SLP was like more of like a reward coin. It was
Oh,
related
okay.
to ASA, I think AXS. So it
Yes.
was a reward for the game. So I was not like it's a gaming token. So the more people play, people get rewarded with SLP.
Yes.
So and I noticed that once they get rewarded, they sold, they said their SLP. So I noticed SLP started dropping. So from that 825 now, I'll say, I mean, yeah, the investment is done completely to, there was a time it came up, I don't know what, sorry, I think okay. So trying, okay, let me use auto fit. So there was a time it came, okay, I think this was the time it came back to 400, this point. So I bought a, and can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
Okay. Okay. So I'm trying to use, so I bought at 8.25. So 8.25. So as a long period, probably it will retrace or something like that. So it came down, it went, it got here, I think it got around 4 something.
Wow.
So but there was a news on Twitter that
Yes.
was supporting the, so it got to that point. When it goes to that point, I noticed that it keeps coming down
Yes,
again.
that's a
But
massive drop.
yeah, so SLP happens to be on spot on Binance, so there's no future on it. So before I got to know that SLP was on FTS, it's a
Yes.
long, because had it been have short from that my 825 entry
You will
self,
have
I
recovered the
will have
losses.
recovered the losses. So this forced me to register the FTS account. So I was using FTS to short to
Wow.
short the
Wow.
coin. So I was able to recover my money
Wow,
because I
that's
started
great.
from that. I was able to recover my money from that. So there are sometimes multiple exchanges. Sometimes I might say that's one of the advantages I guess from there. So I was able to make, because I short from this. I put the initial money I used
Yes.
from this 400 region, because after the foreign geo doesn't close, I wait for an entry. I enter, and because I entered at this red area, I wait
Yes.
for
Yes.
where the white can show, and I make sure that my SL is not just above this white line, is above this line, because at the
Wow.
moment I
That's
know the
very
con.
wise stop.
So so I noticed that the coin was moving, so I know no matter what can happen, it's not like I'm predicting surely, but I just
Yeah.
believe that it can get to this, because the one I entered on Binance, I plan to sell at 0.1. So and this one my SL is even at 0.13.
That's
So
massive.
I was able to recover the money, and I still have some extras. So and
Wow.
ever since then, I still, but some point I think I long the market at, because it was showing some, let me change to fit. So once I check to low, whenever I see a coin on lower time frame and it start showing like this kind of movement, it's always, I notice that something is not right. So it will just show you a move up a bit and continue the
Yes.
downward trend. I think
Probably
Appa has
it's
this
not
kind.
liquid.
Yes, yes. So I noticed that Apple too was also showing something like this. So whenever I go to a lower time frame for a coin and I start seeing something like this, I noticed that there's something. I think I was doing something on that. There's a level I was trading, but it was ranging at one point. I think it was on 15 minutes. It was ranging on that, so I was able to take some longs, get out and so that's that. I just use that as an opportunity to take back my loss. So as
It's
I
a
said,
good
on
one that you
spot,
recover the
maybe
losses
debit.
anyways. So how will you describe your process since you deviated from trading signals to trading or to finding the signals yourself? How will you describe your growth processes there?
Yes, I would say, though I've not gotten to like the target, because my target was I should be able to make my salary, but monthly I'm still getting 20 to 35% of my salary, depending on how I'm active in the market. But like I said, I've followed signals, and most times when I follow signal, I will always have to put the blame to the person that gave me that say, okay, this is what, buy this, buy that, buy this, buy that. And I made up my mind and I said, I'm not going to follow. There's even one I followed. It was on Telegram, and what's it called? It was this. Was it little? I can't forget it. I think it's a coin on what's it called? I think it was Chad. That was Chad. It was on what's it called? On this wallet, Trust Wallet. So I saw it. The group, the guy keep posting, keep posting,
Yeah.
keep posting, keep posting. So I noticed that once the guy posts, I say 1,000 profit, 53%. So I was like, wow,
You are
this
wild,
is
yeah.
real. So I bought. mm, I think I just bought with $30 because I'm kind of person. If I'm starting something new, I start with
Yes.
range of $30 below. So 30,
Yes.
20, 10. So but since that, so I think I start with $30. So I started with $30. I bought with $25. So the coin dipped from $30 dip to $9. I was still hoping. I didn't sell. $9 turns to $1. $1
Wow.
turns to dust.
Wow.
So, well, the main thing in that process was the lesson I learned from that process.
Yes.
Like, and I went back to go and check the charts and check the things that is happening, and I noticed that the coin is on this coin gecko. I check the activity, and I noticed that the percentage this guy already even posted, it was
Yes.
not right.
Wow.
And I checked other percentage as well, and I noticed that most of the percentages are not right. I was like,
Yes.
why? Where I don't know where he's getting his own percentage. So, like the question you asked, as an analyst, I look at myself and I look at, if I can analyze data, if I
Yes.
can
Yes.
do this, why don't I put in and just put in these keys to the charting? And so what I do is just like I watch videos from candlestick. I watch some videos. I have to dump it. And if I start watching videos and I tell him I don't watch videos on $10 to $1,000. Once I see
Why?
anything from 10,000, so I was strict with myself, and I'm a kind of person that I won't say I know how to punish myself, but if I
Yes.
know that I'm not doing something right, I face it. I myself I'll feel it that I'm not doing something right, and that's
Yes.
what I
Yes.
need to do. So I started and I watched the TradingView videos. I watch it, I downloaded it, I watch it and the tools and everything.
Yes.
So I started with so sometimes I try to look for where to try to trade that. It works in some areas. Sometimes liquidity, blah 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 blah. So the so let me just say in one sentence, it has been wonderful, and
Yeah.
I'm glad. And there was a particular group I joined. So I think there was a particular group I joined. I joined the group. And that group has been the group that groomed me more into that. I joined the first time I joined the group. I knew that they were not sharing signal. I left the group. So it was a Telegram group. I know you know. You might know the group. So I left the group. But something keeps in me that if I keep finding signals,
Signals,
I will
yes.
never get better.
Yes, are trading.
And
That's
I
correct.
noticed I never get better at trading. And I noticed those people that are even looking for signals. And I check out and I see that most of them they say they give accurate signal. They are those that just give like 1% of not up to 1% signal.
Yes,
And
yes,
they
yes.
know that because the coin will always find a way
1%,
to do that.
exactly. Exactly.
1%. So that's above. So far so good. I've been sometimes I feel good, I feel confident. Like I don't know where the confidence like comes from,
Mm.
but if I
It
see
comes from
chart,
the
even though
experience.
without drawing anything from the chart, I can say, okay, this is this where this thing is going. What has the coin be doing in a time pass? And I stopped looking for 2x. When I started, I was looking like when I was finding signal, it was 10x, 13x. So
Wow.
that was on spot. So I was looking for coins because I was at the very start, I was scared of trading future because people were like, if you trade future, your
Exactly.
money will burn here, you lose them. So,
Exactly.
and I
People
look
are
at it.
scared of trading futures.
There's nothing, it is the same thing. It's just the amount of risk. And spot, I'll still be feeling like I'm not losing my money. But on the SLP, I don't know the SLP is on FTS now.
Yes,
Maybe
yes,
on the
yes.
resurrection day, maybe that's when SLP,
That's true.
the coin
That's
will.
true. That means you still lose on spot the same as you can lose on futures.
On
But
future,
futures now
yes.
can instill discipline. So if you don't take care, you can get liquidated. So that one will instill the
Yes,
discipline of using stop losses. That's correct.
yes.
That's very wonderful one from you. That's a very wonderful one. So if we want to reach you, how do we get to see your social contacts so we can reach you probably on Instagram, Twitter, Telegram?
Yes, on Telegram, on Telegram, my username is at Olubode Lu Oluwatosin. That's my Telegram. Oluwatosin Olubode.
Yeah.
That's my Telegram. So that's my
Okay.
Twitter. I'm trying to take it.
Oluwatosin Olub sis.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's my Twitter handle. So
Okay, that's a great one. So I hope once again when we need you to come and analyze one or two things for us, you oblige your call.
yes, yes. And there's one thing I just want to add as well.
Okay.
One thing I just want to add as well is just like for a newbie, it's really for a newbie then it's really affected me, and I want people to learn from it.
Okay.
We When I started, I want to be always right.
Yes.
Like every setup has to be right, and I don't want to lose any money, and which is not. It is not a straight road. It is not a
And
straight line.
that's true.
It is not a straight line. So it's how we manage the losses and the profit. That's what makes us a good trader. And
Yes.
also, I have tried to follow people's system, but I had to develop my plan. When I was doing 5%,
Yes.
I asked some people that said, why would you do 5%? But I'm doing 5% and 5% is working for me.
Yes.
Even though if I want to change it, it's not like I stick to that. Let me tell some coins, I set it at 5%. If I just have something I'm taking on, especially if it's on daily, I might have more than 5%. But sometimes
Yes.
I
Yes.
feel like I feel like I achieve when I feel achieve when I have by that 5%. Even though if I don't get that 5%, I might just see that what is wrong and check what is right. And
Yes. Yes.
also when I started in there, I was putting let me say, I was putting my transport money to trade.
Wow.
So
Wow.
there's a lot of pressure, like a lot of pressure. Like if I'm the transport I was supposed to use for next week, I want to put
Yes.
this into trading.
Wow.
And make sure I multiply the money. So even though there is no setup, I'll be forced, and at the end, I will lose some part of the money. And at the other end, I'll be forced to withdraw the money from the exchange.
Wow.
So nothing was achieved. So what I just tried to pinpoint there was the money in trade should not be. I'm not saying that we don't want to lose, nobody wants to lose, but I just believe that it shouldn't be something that you need urgently in
Yes.
a
Yes.
month's time, in a 2 months' time. So it shouldn't be. But trading future, I'm not saying so that it won't be something, because I had a similar experience like that. I think I was trading and I put some money and I needed that money to achieve something maybe in the next 2 or 3 days. And it was a huge amount, and I was in profit, but I was in profit, but I forgot to trade my stop, trade my profit, to set it. I
Oh.
always do that. So I forgot to do that. So I went outside, I got to another location, I saw it, I'm having some losses. I didn't cut the loss on time. I was
Wow.
waiting. So the stuff keeps coming down. I didn't want to get liquidated. I was adding more money to it not to get liquidated.
This year.
So the fear, the only thing I was looking at, I was not even looking at the structure again. I was not looking at anything. The only thing I was focusing on is not to get liquidated. So
Yes.
fortunately, I slept that night, and when I woke up, I got liquidated maybe around 6 a.m. So
Wow.
and I learned from that. Anytime I'm not saying people should not do CA, but people should look at what we should be careful of what I won't say what we add money to when we are in. If it's a time to cut the loss, it's better record the loss on time. I didn't even have cut the loss on time. I think the loss I would have been careful, like be like 10 to 20%, instead of losing the whole money.
Yes. Yes. Definitely.
So
Wow.
that's what I want to add.
Wow. That's a very great point and a very vital one. In short, we should learn to cut our losses early, and we shouldn't use the money we know we want to use to pay our bills. We shouldn't put it in trading
Yes, want
in
money
order
to
not,
pay for.
in order not to return back to the trenches, as they say nowadays. So
Yes.
it's been nice having you online, Mr. Olubode, and it's been a wonderful session. And I hope we can also have you for another session in the nearest future.
Yes, yes, sir.
No problem. We thank you for coming
And
and
I,
joining
and I
us
hope
today.
and I hope by then I won't be charged. It won't be on phone. I'll
Yeah,
be live.
yeah, yeah. The phone is not really easy to trade with. I can see that today. I can see
So
that
it's
today.
kind
But
of
you guys are really trying. You guys, you're doing a great
so
job.
it's,
It's
part
been a
of.
really wonderful session with you tonight. So let me say thank you for joining us tonight, and thank you for the wonderful analysis.
Thank you, sir, and thank you for the opportunity, sir, as well.
Hey, you're welcome.
Because I never knew this day would come, and I'm glad I'm I'm doing this.
Yeah, it's a pressure. It's a pressure. We always stand and together we're going to make it out of the trenches. Let me put it that way.
Yes.
Thank you for coming.